Yeah, back to that old railway.
That whole railway.
But no, don't worry about it.
Alright then. I was gonna assume that that's a ANZ thing that I am unaware of. The old railway.
What's an ANZ thing?
Oh god.
The old railway.
Uh-huh.
The old railway. Alright.
So
Like coming in for the finals. Sick
we're
freaking
getting ready
city.
for the finals, right?
Yeah.
Wait, why are you here, mate?
Look into... Mate, I don't get pings on Discord, but I know why.
Yeah. I'm coming in for the finals.
Yeah.
TriCast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, I was just gonna mute myself. I was just gonna mute myself.
You yourself, mate, has said, I don't like tricasts.
I'm just gonna mute myself.
Wow.
Yeah. So I can just mute myself.
So who fucked up?
I mean, Yaku's fired, so
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me something I
Again.
don't know. Yeah, tell me something I don't know. Yeah, tell me something I don't know.
But yeah, we're getting into a finals that we haven't seen in a fairly long time. Like this is like the original like rivalry that we had going on in GPO.
Yeah, the Zero versus Demi. I mean,
I wouldn't necessarily call it the original rivalry. It is the biggest rivalry, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, like recently we've seen a lot of Justice Simon versus Demi, and Azure has kind of taken a break, especially leading up to like the latest patch.
Yep.
But now that it's out, like, you know, Azure's back, and yeah, we have him in the finals.
His, I'm gonna say fourth finals. I want to say.
Yep, his fourth finals.
There we go. I know numbers.
For sure. And yeah, we may be in for a long series. We'll see. Azure, we just saw he likes to switch things up and go mech as well. So hopefully not. I do love seeing like Bio play against Zerg, but we'll see.
Well, Azure is definitely someone who likes to alternate between the two. I wouldn't say he has a specialty necessarily. When he does play Bio, one thing that is noted is his drop play and his multi-prong harass, but he doesn't really have a specialty right now.
Yeah.
He goes wherever the meta takes him.
For sure. And the meta is kind of favoring the new Thor.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially against Broodlords. We did see Oreo say something about that.
I mean, Cat is a prophet as always. Even before Home Story Cup, he has been saying, guys, what does Zerg do against Lib Thor?
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's still really early on in the patch. Players are still figuring things out. Yeah. You know, maybe a couple of Vipers would have been good.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to Oreo.
Wow. Are you guys even looking at this banter?
That I am.
There is quite a bit of banter happening right now between Demi and Azure.
Demi just threatened to cut Azure. Literally.
He is pretty possessive over his Krug. That we have seen on Twitter. Is my Krug. Not yours. But as we do get into this game, I should remind everyone that it will be a best of 5 with a 1-point advantage to Demi. Speaking of Demi, take us away, intro. But we didn't decide who was doing intro, so I was kind of hoping it'd be light. Just to put him on the spot.
So, in the top left, the Red Terran. Yeah. The Red Terran representing Legacy Esports and Australia, it is Azure. Quirky, do the next one.
Oh, okay.
And spotting in the bottom right, representing Downfall Gang. No, that was our last series. I'm getting confused. That used to be representing OSC Elite and the nation of India. The Shark, the 11th-time reigning, defending, undisputed champion of the GPO. It's the Shark, Debbie!
Well, he may not be representing Downfall, but you could say that OSC Elite had a bit of a downfall of their own.
Oh. Not really. It was, yeah. So I just need to talk to Annie for like 2 seconds here.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Downfall looking to pick up a player.
There we
Demi
go.
is available.
That
Yeah.
he is. He
Or
will
Legacy
wear
Esports.
or Legacy Esports. This is what will
Or
be the
Splat.
decider. Oh, yeah. Oh, right.
Right.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't
Talk
talk about
about
that.
that team.
Too soon.
Hashtag too
OSC is
soon.
fine, but
I mean, not much will
yeah.
change, I gotta say. Quirky will still scold TY when he underperforms.
Yeah. And laugh at stats.
Yeah. And Sats will still ask Quirky, hey, do you think I could get paid more? You're like, Sats, I haven't been your manager in months. What do you... Yeah, but do you think I could get paid more?
Then I go like, all right, we need to redesign your brand here, stats.
There we go.
We're gonna make you the bad boy of StarCraft. You thought Dark was bad, we're gonna transform that. You're gonna be wearing motorcycle jacket.
He's gonna be wearing sunglasses. Yeah, there we go. While he's
every
playing.
game.
You're gonna give like one-word interviews. You're gonna look bored while being interviewed by Yuri, or Hajin-san, or Smix.
We'll pre-make some like edgy tweets for you that you can tweet out like every couple of days. It'll work, man.
Yeah.
That's how you get the advertisers.
But we do have Demi here, getting his third base pretty, pretty easily. He didn't have any issues warding off that Reaper.
Or can we make Demi the bad boy of StarCraft?
Well, he kind of already is in terms of GPO.
He kind of already is.
Plus, I might be remembering wrong, but Fear Dragon did actually have Demi as a contender for one of his Bad Boy Cups.
Oh, nice.
Wait, I don't think I've ever heard of those. Fear Dragon's bad boy cups.
Yeah, he was just talking about it on stream one time where he was thinking, I want 3 players. I want it to be Demi, Risky, and I think it was maybe Future? I don't remember who the third player was. But these are like
M.
the kind
Canning?
of the... Yeah, it might... I don't think it was M. Canning. But I was like, these are the players who are the bad boys. If they go on Twitter, they're like pretty vocal about their opinions and whatnot. And they're not actually bad dudes, but... Kerwin, there we go.
I was about to say, Thermal should be there, right?
Ooh, maybe
yeah.
Thermal. Or maybe Dark if he can. I don't remember
I think
who
it'd be too unfair. Yeah.
Yeah, Dark would wash everybody else away with his opinions on balance.
We do have an armory coming down from Azure, so he is looking to go for a strong Hellbat push. And I'm not too sure if Demi has seen this yet. Has he?
That he has not. He only knows a reactor on the factory.
Oh, yeah, he didn't go in with his Overlord, yeah. But he does have this Ling, though, and he is trying to get into the main.
Denied. Does see that it's just a 1-1-1.
Yeah, he doesn't know at all that this is coming, and he's gonna
loading up this drop. Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, turns away at the last second. Ah, you thought.
I think he was making sure there was no overlords. There actually are no overlords for this.
Yep,
so he could actually sneak in.
Yeah, the Viking did a fantastic job of chasing the overlords all the way back.
Yeah, there's absolutely no vision there whatsoever. So he could go into the main, and Demi still has no idea that this is coming. He does have a Roach Warren out though, and he is making Roaches, which do fairly well against Hellions. But here they go. Oh, there's no drone fall.
Now there is, but it's in a
Only
neat little
3
line.
drones.
Which is what
Oh!
Hellions absolutely want.
Yeah,
That's where she catch one and kills another. But not before a decent amount of lings. How many is that? 3 lings, actually. Alright, well, a decent... 3 is a decent number.
He
And
tried
6
to go
drones
for the
fall.
1-2 punch, like drop in the main and then try and harass that third, but there was so many
whammy.
queens there at the third.
Yeah, he Demi was ready at his third, so he did ward that off. But he still hasn't played his hand. Like, he can still transform them into Hellbats and do a really strong push with this Liberator. So we could see that come out.
I think he has tipped.
Oh.
Oh.
God damn it, Blizzard.
Keys
Demi
are
just-
bugged.
Yeah, Demi just fixing some hockey issues.
He's like, I'm not supposed to lose drones in my main. What is this?
But yeah, speaking more about what Azur's doing, like he's throwing down 2 more factories. He's getting the Cyclone upgrade as well. Like he's going full battle mech right now.
Yep, as we saw him do versus Oreo in Simulacrum. Yeah,
Just
sounds
the
like
same map.
It's. Have you noticed that Simulacrum is basically Simulac and Rum mixed together? Oh.
Game resumed.
All right.
Yaku's slipping a bit
What?
today.
Yeah, I was waiting for Yaku to do it.
Yeah, I was waiting. I was doing it. I pressed enter, but Demi, nope. I
That
was like,
APM.
all right. I guess he's gonna unpause as well. Yeah, I realized that players can't unpause. Has to be a ref.
Yeah.
But here comes Azur.
I mean, try and get as many drones as he can. The
Yes,
roaches
7,
are there.
8.
8. 9.
8.
9
And
for...
with that 1-2 whammy.
Yeah, 10.
9. Oh, already losing 12 Hellions. I mean, Hellions aren't the worst things you can lose.
Yeah,
They're
it's
mainly
kinda-
the Zerglings of the mech.
Yep,
of,
definitely. It's the mineral dump of the mech composition.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he kind of has to do this, right? Like, despite all of this worker damage, Demi is still ahead in workers, only slightly, but, you know, every bit counts, right?
Yeah, he's only slightly
Yeah.
ahead now, but imagine if he didn't get those kills.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be ahead by, like, 15 workers.
Yeah, but now they're on even supply. It's yours, getting a much more better army. Demi's transitioning into Banelings, getting the Baneling speed, +1 melee and carapace as well.
Hello, Lip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
get those
Ooh.
drones.
Wow, yeah. That was kind of
That was
lucky, actually,
rough.
getting
That was
getting
200
some
IQ.
transitioning drones.
He knew.
For
He knew
sure.
it was too late to unsiege, but he also knew that was gonna have some drones pulled. He went straight for
Oh.
it. Demi.
It's the meter switch! But against
Ooh,
where
boy.
Azur's already getting Thors.
It might be that greater Spire switch, although as we did notice last game, it's kind of
Oh,
rough.
nice grab.
Oh!
Oh!
That is
and he
a
gets out
barbecue
with
and a
most of them
half.
too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we were saying earlier, he is getting
He's
a
going
little bit
back
of
in.
drone damage. That
Oh my
is.
god.
He's got that 1-2 whammy as well, getting even more reinforcing drones, and he's starting to melt even more.
As Yaku needs to turn light up.
Oh, there we go. This is why we don't insert ourselves midway.
Hey, I
Yeah,
gave you guys
right.
plenty of time.
Holy shit, you're loud.
Alright, turn me down a little bit then. Higher than before, but lower than right now.
What? I turned you up by 2.
Light's getting high. Stoner.
It is Thanksgiving.
But we do
what
have... Yeah, immediately
We'll
getting
get
a greater spire Demi is.
We did.
Just
we
see
did-
whether we can make Broodlords work.
We did see it earlier. And again, it is something that is a concern for Zerg players throughout the world. How do you deal with Liberator Thor as Zerg?
I mean, maybe Demi's gonna show us. We'll see.
Yeah.
I do think his Greater Spire is a little bit faster than Oreo's. I know Oreo was on that Roach Ravager, like Ling Bane, a little bit like longer. So, you know, transitioning sooner may be the answer. We will see. As Azure already does have Thors though.
Yeah, another thing separating Demi from Oreo is he's keeping his control spread out, but he's also keeping it under check. Like, he's not making like one huge corridor up. It's like that fourth base of Azure's.
So what you're saying is, unlike Oreo, Demi's favoring girth over length. Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a nice pick here.
Oh yeah, he's gonna cancel it. He kills it.
Oh, killed it. Oh, but he may get this around. No.
He's trading fairly well against the Lings.
Yeah, it ain't easy to surround Blue Flame Hellions, let me tell you.
Yeah. It's very risky trying to make that work. And yeah, he's sticking around, waiting for Demi to throw down the base again. Gonna try and deny it. Ooh. Doesn't lose too many drones though.
Kills it again. Dude.
Hey. Mates. Azure getting a lot of value out of his like, you know, his Hellion Cyclone Force. But it's all gonna come down to the Broodlords. Like, the Greater Spire is done. We have Corruptors on the way, and Demi, he's already working on his flyer upgrades. He's working on +1 melee and
wait, is
fire attack.
+1 firing attack. Flyer upgrades, yeah.
Oh, flyer, right. I heard you say fire, and I was like, is it because +3 kind of looks like it's on fire?
What?
He's saying +3 melee, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of flaming, so you could call it the fire upgrade.
Flaming hot Cheetos?
For melee, that is kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
A Cheeto?
Yeah.
No, big for +2 range. Because the like little spikes look like Cheetos. Okay, Demi's gonna be going in. But he also has Vipers with this. The Blinding Clouds and the Abduct.
Yep, a lot of those Banelings were evaporated by tanks, but with the Abducts and with the Blinding Clouds, Demi was able to stick in for a little while longer.
Yeah, but this fourth is in so much danger now.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna go down. 6 Broodlords are getting made, but it's gonna take a little bit of time for them to finish.
Some would argue way too much time, even.
What? So Zul firing at his own lib. But there is a run by.
Ooh, not really getting too much done though. Azure does see it quick. That's for SCVs.
Yeah.
Yep, and as we said, you do need a mineral dump.
Oh, the burrow Baneling.
Yeah, this actually forces Azure back. I'm not too sure why. I feel like he could have kept pressuring or rotated either to the top or the bottom, but Azure does go back home, and this gives Demi some breathing room to, you know, transition, get his Broodlords out, and get his bases up and running.
With his does have to regroup with the reinforcements, so may as well regroup back, I suppose. Once again, the siege line is getting set up, and it is starting to look absolutely unbreakable. Liberators get everywhere. The tanks aren't even sieging up, really. They know that that splash damage can, in fact, harm them more in the end. Wants to rely more on these Thors and these Liberators, as Demi goes for a counterattack.
Ooh, he gets two tanks though.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Did Demi get it?
And once again, forces...
Yeah, he did get it. Oh, he's getting it. Yeah.
What? Did Demi get... No, did he?
He's getting adrenal glands now.
There we
go.
Yeah.
And the flaming hot Cheetos, so...
There we go.
But yeah, like, once again, we see Azure taking down that bottom base for the 3rd time now, and now he's rotating up to the top, and I don't know, Demi seems a little bit scared to engage with this army.
And he should still have all his Vipers left, so if he wants to abduct, like, something, the parasitic bombs as well is great for those, Liberators.
Like it's hard now, right? Because the Thors are faster,
Yeah.
so you could blinding cloud, but then they can just move out of it. Like it isn't like before.
What if you were to abduct them, though?
It's possible, but again, like the Thors also have increased range. They could snipe the Vipers when they go in. They don't?
My game closed again.
No.
Never mind then.
Oh my. Yaku!
It froze for everyone. It is Yaku.
It closed. It shut off. Again.
Okay. Quirky and I will do a radio cast.
All right.
I could Discord stream and then you could.
Nah.
Nah, we have to do the overlays. Or actually, yeah, we would have to do the overlays.
No, as in like if I Discord streamed and then you.
Yeah, no, it's way
screen
too
captured
complicated.
my Discord stream.
Could see if that works. Yeah.
All right. Just make sure you mute. Otherwise, I think you'll hear the audio. I don't.
Oh my god! Like now you're sounding robotic.
Okay, yeah.
Like that's the problem.
That is the problem.
All right, we'll just do radio cast for now. It's
All right.
way easier.
Yep. And Azure does back off. They aren't engaging, but he's hitting the bottom base again though.
Yeah.
And yeah, Demi a little bit out of position.
Meanwhile, both these players do have a bank. Azure has a pretty big bank, 6k minerals, 3k gas, while Demi only has 2k minerals and 1.6k gas. But Demi is also more closer to maxing out. Does manage to get a tank.
Yeah, he does manage to get a portion of Azure's army as he retreats. Just trying to sort out some hotkeys. Okay.
Oh my god.
Good?
Not me.
Okay.
Light, please.
I don't know if I'm passing that.
But Azure, he split up his army and he's trying to hit the top base and the bottom at the same time.
Blinding clouds go in.
Engage. Yeah,
The tanks will go down, but the four still are alive.
But the Broodlords aren't here.
No, they're elsewhere. They're so slow moving, and that bottom base is going to get cancelled again. At least it's a cancel this time and not a kill. Like, Azure is just pulling Demi, like, to which way? Oh my god, why? What is Demi observing?
Are you watching me? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, Demi, he's just having a hard time trying to get up a mining base. At the moment, it doesn't matter too much. They both have pretty large banks. But like regardless, you know, this is gonna be an issue if this keeps on happening.
Yeah, and now with these libs, oh my god, both sieging up at the. They're supposed to take down one, but.
Yeah, at the upper base. He does manage to get a couple of drone kills at the same time as Azure. He's going in with Hellions.
Yeah, into the main, trying to get as many drones as he can. Does manage to roast.
Oh my god!
Many 19 down at the same.
20
drones, including the ones killed with the Liberator.
Yeah. Again, Demi's economy is just taking a bigger and bigger hit. And you can tell with the banks as well. Azure having like a double the bank of Demi, and transitioning into BCs now, getting Yamato, 4 BCs in production,
plus Ravens as well. He's getting the Raven upgrade. But
I haven't seen that before actually. I was like, what is that?
Corvic the reactors.
Yeah.
Used to be big back when Mass Raven was a thing. Remember that? Back in early
times.
2018?
Good times.
Legacy of the Void. Azure is still continuing with the harass. 5 drones going down. 6.
Yeah, this is almost where you expect Swarm Host Knights to come in. Because that is actually terrible against mech. Especially this brand of mech, if they can't do the whack-a-mole type of style that you usually see. But looking like Demi's going to go for a top, attack onto this top center base right now. While Azure's going for that bottom base again, which hasn't been retaken. He may just go for the killing blow onto the main. There are Infestors out onto the battlefield as well, but now Demi's going to be pulling back. Tank's going to be sieging up on that ramp between the third and the natural. 4's moving in. But now the BCs move in onto the freshly made base.
Yeah, we have Azure's ground army hitting the...
Oh, but the neural parasites!
Wow. Demi neural parasites all of the Thors and just absolutely destroys Azure's ground army. At the same time, though, there are BCs hitting the north and they're taking down Demi's upper bases.
Yeah, and look at the economy for Demi right now. It's currently 400 minerals, mining at plus 300 per minute.
Yeah, Demi going for this Broodlord Infestor army composition, relying on that, on the neurals.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, it can work, especially if you can get the right engage, but Azure is now... Demi is maxed out, so... Money doesn't really matter too much if you can keep this army alive. That's the point. He is starting to get some bases back up again. With a Ling run by.
Like, despite Demi's economy being, like, in shambles, it will come down to that big engagement.
Yeah. He's pushing in. Gonna be taking down the spare orbitals. Getting rid of that energy. While the main army of Azure was down at that bottom center, trying to keep that base from going down to Demi's 4 Lings. And this base does get taken.
It looks like Azure doesn't... It looks like Azure doesn't want to engage with Demi's army. He's trying to, like, counterattack as Demi is pushing into Azure's north bases, which Azure can afford to do. Like, he has more bases to the south. Like, his economy is fine. Like, he can afford to lose that base. And at the same time, Azure is going into Demi's main with his BCs.
That's the hatch and the spire going down as well.
Oh, yeah, the greater spire is going to go down.
And the hive... Demi needs to quickly come back. The Infestors are in the way. Will he get the neural parasites in time? I don't think so. Meanwhile, there is a main struggle here at that freshly mining base. The Infestors do neural parasite. They tried to TP away, but looks like actually Azure's army for now is actually being slowly torn apart. Like, these Corruptors are going to deal with the BCs. Oh, but...
Look at the supply, though.
Yeah, the supply difference, though.
Yeah, like, there just aren't enough Infestors. The Infestors did manage to catch a couple of BCs, but Azure was very quick on the teleport, making sure the rest of them got out. And now, Demi at 150 supply, Azure at 180. Both, you know, taking big losses. But it looks like Azure, he's... You know, he came out on top. Like, he completely destroyed Demi's main base, and was able to deal a bunch of economic damage to the north bases as well.
Yeah, and he needs to get creep back or rebuild that spawning pool, otherwise he's going to have no Zerglings. Still has that Spire, so he still make Corruptors, but he needs to get that Greater Spire as soon as he can, because now Demi's going to be pushing in. Where are these BCs at the moment? They are... slowly making their way down south again. But Demi with the slow pushing army could actually possibly get on top of the production.
Yeah, Demi is
wipe out Azure.
Yeah, he's slowly pushing into the natural of Azure. Azure being very hesitant to engage, being very afraid of the Infestors and the Neurals. And he does neural a couple of Thors.
Yes.
Yeah. There's so many infestors. At the same time, though, we have Azure going with his BCs, counterattacking, hitting the natural of Demi. So, meanwhile, his main army, his Thors, are at the third, just holding back, not quite engaging quite yet.
Yeah. I hear Yamato. Trying to get rid of these infestors. There's still like 6 infestors down. Yamato. Oh, it's not going to be there in time. Oh, the Neurals straight onto the BCs now. And straight to the Forcy army of Azure. It's just evaporating, but Azure on the other side is trying to do the best he can to try and even out his losses. 2 forces are still alive. Actually, the Broodlords
Azure has this,
still
I
alive.
feel like. Yeah, all the Broodlords died. There's 2 infestors left. There are a bunch of corruptors, but meanwhile, there are just so many BCs on Demi's side of the map, just hitting all of the bases.
Yeah.
Like everything Demi, he can't rebuild because he lost his tech. Like he lost his infestation pit, his greater spire, and he just has corruptors. Like he can't remake his army.
Yeah. They can chase away the BCs, which I think did go out on one queen across the map, trying to kill that third. But there's all the 3 infestors hiding in a corner.
But like, even though he dealt with the BCs, now the ground army, there's nothing to deal with the Thors or the tanks or anything because he just has corruptors.
Yeah. I mean, he still has 3 infestors, but I don't think they're going to be doing much at all. The corruptors trying to get rid of the BCs. The Thors mercilessly slaughtering these corruptors. New parasites going straight onto one of the Thors, but they're scared at there. The infestors get obliterated, and GG is not going to be said as Demi leaves.
Wow.
Alright, we might see somebody take out Demi in the 12th GPO.
Yeah, we might need to change of streamers quickly.
Oh, shall we do that?
Maybe. If you're gonna keep on. Potentially.
Got all the overlays set up and everything?
Probably not.
Would you? I don't have anything set up. if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I'm saying.
We may
Is anyone
keep
else
Yaku
set to
for
stream?
now.
Instead of delaying the games, we can try and make the next one. And because since Kuro is up, I may try and get her to set up so that she can continue after this game.
Alrighty then. Ephemeron will be our next map, by the way, Kuro. And let's invite our players and our casters. It is currently on Singapore, yep.
Nice, nice. But yeah, that game was intense. It's a shame the stream didn't get to see it, but that was crazy.
And everybody got to saw it.
Yeah. Demi, going for this heavy infestor style, relying on Neurals to go against the mech army. And like it would have worked, but Azure was so afraid. He was so afraid of that army that he just kept counterattacking, and he never really engaged Demi's infestors like completely. Like whenever the infestors popped out, Azure would just teleport his BCs away, and try and salvage like the situation as best he could.
There we go. One thing that was definitely
You okay?
Sorry,
Yeah.
No, I was going into a thing, but then I realized, oh wait, let's do intros.
Alright, in the top left hand corner of Ephemeron LE, we have someone who has taken a map of Demi. Like we don't see that too often in GPO. Representing Australia and Legacy Esports, it is Azure.
And spawning in the bottom right, the Red Zerg. He's currently teamless at the moment and representing the nation of India. The 11th-time GPO champion, the Shark. It's Demi.
Mate. Hey.
Manine. Manine.
Mate, I don't think you understand what just happened. Demi just lost the map. They're tied up. They're 1-1. Demi doesn't get tied up too often, alright?
You don't tie up a shark, man.
Exactly.
You let him swim.
Oh, God.
You don't want no shark fin soup here. Now, I want to see whether Demi wants to try and do an earlier type of aggressive move, because apparently, well, as we've seen, the late game for Zerg right now is not that great against full live.
Yeah. I mean, I would be shocked if Demi doesn't do like a 2-base all-in or something. Or like Nidus or something like that, right?
Nice.
Like, I can't imagine he wants to play against that again.
You think a Nidus?
So if he does play
in this patch?
Yeah, as you know, as the new patch is live, the Nidus has been changed as well. But that doesn't mean that he can't try it regardless. Even though it has been nerfed, you know, it's still a possibility. I would say.
Yes, it is, but I think the Nidus now, using it aggressively, is very, very heavily reliant on your opponent not noticing it. Can't exactly spam it out every now and then anymore. I think when it's two players like Demi versus Azure, you don't want to base your strategy on, you know, my opponent making a mistake.
For sure. I mean, that's mainly in regards to like if he tried to Nidus the main or something like that. But like, I don't know, doing like a queen like roach push across the map, like Nidusing outside the third or
that
something,
could help
like
as a reinforcement. That could help to reinforce definitely, particularly the queens. I don't know. I think on Ephemeron especially, I feel like Galio Constitution roaches would be faster than just a Nidus. The queens could definitely use that. Could benefit from a Nidus though.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see. Like, I don't know. Maybe Demi's like, you know what? I lost last game. I'm still trying to figure this composition out, but I can do it. You know, maybe he wants to go into it once again and try to change things regarding his army composition.
Yep, it
is some roach foreign coming in from Demi, so may look for a roach ravager timing to try and get that
but I'm sure it's already on top of that.
Oh.
That is immediate concussive shells.
Yeah.
Without stim even.
That too often. Yeah, exactly. It looks like he's going to go for a Marauder push. Yep, Marauder with Hellbats, as we do see that armory coming down as well.
Yeah, and you'd see that Roach Warren.
I'm going to go hacks.
Well, I mean, honestly, you're gonna need roaches to deal with this roach ravager.
Right.
Lings,
with this,
Lings will have a hard time.
Yeah, versus a sort of Hellion sort of thing. The answer typically is roaches. So, for sure, it's already in Demi's head, man. He's seen it.
Yeah, but Demi doesn't know that there are concussive shell marauders coming out.
You almost said Krug. Is that Sisra's name?
Yeah.
Now, has he got the armor? Yes, he already does. It's going to be a potent Marauder Hellbat push if he can deal with the roaches that are about to push straight into.
And he's hiding he hid the Marauders in the medibag, thinking it was just a Hellbat push, and now,
it's kind of interesting.
Backs off.
Yeah, because Demi was going for a really strong, like, 2-base, like, Roach Ravager push. At the same time, Azure was going for this Hellbat Marauder, and then they, like, meet up and they're like, oh.
Where's the Spider-Man meme?
Exactly. They just kind of back off. They're like, oh, let's calm down here for a second, alright? Like,
we can be civilized.
Getting a bit too crazy.
Let's talk about this. Let's rock, paper, scissors. The the outcome of this game.
Oh.
Demi is setting up his counterattack, though.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if he spotted the Liberator with those lings.
He saw it, but did he
time.
see it? It's a question.
Exactly.
He is already prepared, though.
Does have a queen. The Spore Crawler isn't in position though, so he can get a couple of kills. Like he's not pulling the workers.
Simple drone pull yet 3 kills. Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets away, and he may get a couple more.
Ooh, it's risky. And he loses the
Risky's in the UK.
Look,
he could play in this.
Yeah, he can play in this. He's got New Zealand citizenship if he's ever awake.
Oh, but there's a drop in the main though.
Oh,
the other main.
Another hellbat. Oh my god, and there's nothing in the
Oh my
bed.
god!
Oh!
15!
The 1-2 whammy in effect.
Oh my god!
Oh.
He cleared the entire mineral line. It doesn't even matter if he loses the medevac, which he will.
This medevac
Which he will.
has paid for himself twice, 3 times over.
Yeah. 20 workers go down. Oh my god. Demi was just out of position. He was forced to attack with the workers, and that's not what you want to do against Hellions.
Dude, I think Azure has cracked the code. I think he's figured out, if I do this move, Demi should do this move. I mean, they've played against one another a lot of times. If Azure hasn't picked up on Demi's habits or his reactions, it would be more surprising than not. I know Azure.
Yeah.
He's cracked the code, man.
Yeah, he's basically Neo.
He's basically
Demi
Steve Irwin wrestling a Great White.
Great. But yeah, we do have Demi coming in, confirming that it is indeed mech. He does see all the factories go down. And as a response, he does throw down his own infestation pit. So he is looking to transition into that Broodlord tech, unless he decides to switch things up.
I gotta imagine, if you're Demi right now, looking at all these factories, you think, nope. We playing this game? Really? We playing this game? We playing that Thorlip game? Not today, as he gets the butt of the Nidus.
Yeah, wow,
We playing this game?
We have a Nidus coming out.
Boy. We are not playing this today.
You know, as he's getting the infestation pit, what do you think about Swarm Host against mech? Do you think?
Ooh,
it's actually quite
do you
good.
want to bring us back to HOTS? Bring us back to the HOTS era?
Like, do you think Swarm Host would be a better answer than Broodlords, or?
Well, it depends. If we're
don't
playing
know.
Swarm Host Nidus, like, it depends on where the positioning of the mech is. If the mech's like in position to counter, like where the locusts come in. If not, the locusts can do so much damage.
Absolutely, will be Swarm Host coming out,
Yeah.
but I do have to think, it's also might be a case of, what's it called, unit composition too, isn't it? Where Swarm Host Nidus would be fantastic versus Lip Thor, or better than Broodlords at least. But if it's a lot of Hellbats, I wouldn't think that it would be too effective.
I would say I actually like this coming out from Demi, because when we look back at last game, Azure's mech army is so mobile now in this patch. Like the Thors, like the Cyclone, Hellbats, like he can move around
Sensor tower.
like, and completely bypass the Broodlords. So, you know, getting Infestors like this, I mean, Swarm Hosts, it could work.
And if we're going back to the previous game on Simulacrum, one thing that to note was that every time Demi went for some kind of counter harass, Azure would pull his entire army back. So if he's using the Swarm Host Nidus like this to just keep Demi back and then just really get greedy, tech up, it could also be the other solution that Demi is looking for.
For sure. Like, this may be the direction that ZVT goes, just because of how immobile Broodlords are.
We're going back to HOTS. Swarm Host versus mech. I thought the worst days were behind us.
I mean, these are different Swarm Hosts. You know, it's not the same as in HUDs.
They are.
But
that's what they said about Broodlord and Fester. That they're different from Wall.
Once again, you know, we've got like more Nidus coming down. Like, on one side and the other. Like, Demi, he's doing his best to like keep Azure back, and while this is happening, he's getting his own Spire and looking to transition into Broodlords.
I think Azure has what's it called? Seen through this though. He has realized, oh,
Yeah.
you're just trying to keep me back. You honestly don't have that many swarm hosts. I'm just gonna, yeah, do this.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a mistake if Demi unleashes his Locust on the natural. Oh no, now he's not gonna have them to defend. Like Azure, he's not coming home.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that SE. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the SCV count. 13 already go down. Basically the entire mineral line of that natural base. But Azure is here with his army, going up against a lot of Ravager Bane on creep as well. Trying to split, but it's a little bit difficult to do. Again, it is on creep, and this is a mech army, but a lot of these Banelings do crash into Thors, not getting the most efficient use out of them.
And Demi, like, he's doing what he needs to do to buy time for his swarm hosts to recharge their Locusts. And I think they're done. Now he can go, and now he can deal with those tanks.
A lot of these Thors are alive though, and they are starting to snipe these Locusts out of the sky before they can go in. The tanks were dealt with, but a lot of these Thors were still alive. Remember, Azure did just get his fusion core. He should be transitioning out of these tanks and into Liberators very, very soon. So what's important is he keeps the Thors alive, rather.
Yeah. And, you know, Demi did lose a base, but he is expanding to the left side as well. So it's not looking too bad. He is already working on his bank, and his Nidus gets caught out though. Somehow by this random tank. What's that tank doing there?
It was a tank that was siege, and it saw all of its brothers fall, and just decided, yeah, nah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's attacked by Demi though.
Yeah, this army of Azure is not in position. A lot of these Thors, one of them goes down at least. Another one is
very,
badly
very low
bruised.
as well.
Yeah, and again, while this is happening, Demi is working on his Greater Spire, so he is looking to transition after this, just buying enough time to allow for that transition to happen. But there's so many Thors though, they just kill all the Locusts.
They do, but the Lings are here, and they're getting ready. A lot of those, actually a lot of Hellbats are still alive, so maybe, never mind. There is still a counter to Lings. But it's not a counter to Ling run-bys.
Yeah, he is looking to try and sneak into perhaps the natural, the third of Azure.
That looks open.
Yeah, it is open. And Azure's army is in position.
Immediately blocked. Very quick reactions from Azure.
Yeah. Very nicely done.
And yeah, Demi thought he'd go for a wraparound with his Lings, but it's actually his Lings that are getting wrapped around. It caused some distraction for this Nidus, though.
Yeah, we do see more and more Niduses going down. At the same time, we finally have the Corruptors coming out, so we are going to see Broodlords soon.
He's going to get cut out again.
Yeah. At the same time, I feel like Azure should be transitioning into BCs. Oh.
BCs? Really?
I would say so, especially based off of last game.
I don't know. As a great man once said, Thorlib is kind of unbeatable now. I would say that if you're getting anything off of Thorlib, it would be Ghosts rather than BCs.
Right, we do have the Locust coming down.
But the Force just absolutely obliterate him. The tanks in the backline doing so much damage.
A lot of these Thors are down now, though, so these little Corruptors are still alive, but they're kind of useless if there's nothing to deal with the ground army. Alright, so Broodlords are morphing in now, but it might just be too late, perhaps? Nope, he is buying time. This army of Azure does need to siege and re-siege.
I mean, there are only 3 Thors here, and 2 of them are on fairly low health, so I don't think there's enough here to defend the tanks against the Broodlords that are just about to finish up.
It's one mine, though. That might be it.
It's gonna do friendly fire. That's what that mine's gonna do.
Yeah, but tanksy friendly fire too, as evidenced with these Brute Lords. Those are trying to get something done. The ground army of Demi is starting to get picked apart from the tank positioning of Azure, but he just has more than enough numbers here, or just enough numbers even. And he does manage to clear this away. Azure is now almost half of Demi's army supply.
Yeah, and I think Demi may have done it. Azure's struggling to rebuild his army. Like, he doesn't have a gas bank at all. Like,
oh yeah,
he can't afford to rebuild the mech army, I should say.
This is when you go late game switching to bio.
Yeah, and Demi, you know, hitting now, like rotating up to the north.
He is. A lot of these locusts will fly in. Hellbat's morph just in time. Should be able to melt some of these locusts.
I don't think there's enough here though from Azure.
Be it as it may, he does keep the CC alive and does not lose anything yet. A little bit of unfortunate targeting from Demi. But the beat goes on, as they say, and Azure starting to remax once again.
Yeah.
Didn't have that gas bank, but he said, you know what? What if I just got a bunch more Hellions?
That would work, right?
Yeah, it might not be like the ideal composition, but you know, it does keep him in the game. It does, you know, ward Demi away. Wow, and he's able to catch a couple more of these Niduses.
Yeah, surprising. He's being very mobile with his army, which is, he does catch out these Niduses as a perk. Alright, Demi has maxed out, but he's starting to lose his army again. Alright, maxed out instantly again. So he is starting to build up his bank. This could be how Demi beats Azure.
Oh god, I really hope this isn't all CVTs going 20 minutes.
Welcome to Heat Heart of the Swarm.
I survived this. I didn't need more of this.
It's a little bit interesting that this game Demi has decided not to go for infestors like he did last game.
Well,
he's more relying on this swarm host Brood Lord style.
Well, look, there's a chain. There's like a cycle, right? First, there was infested Brood Lord, which was towards the end of LoL. Then it became Swarm Host versus Mech. I'm saying time is a flat circle. Oh, could lose this planetary.
Oh,
Does not lose the planetary. Oh. Diligent with the repair, and these siege lines are coming in hot from Azure. Once again, what does Demi really have here to defend?
Yeah, he's
just waiting for that speed up.
Some very nice corrosive biles do match land, taking out 2 libs, I want to say.
Alright, locusts are coming in.
Locusts are coming in. A lot of these banelings do crash into the Thor, but there are more in the back. And they will be able to start taking out these Brood Lords. These Hellbats, meanwhile, are starting to carve out the ground army. A lot more of these Thors have gone down so far, though. And if he's not careful, this goes about, loses the Thors. Does still have 2 here, but Brood Lords are starting to morph up as well.
Oh, but the reinforcing
he gets the Brood Lords.
Let's get the Brood Lords. But these Ravagers are buying time for the new Brood Lords.
But here comes the Link Thor.
And then
Azure narrowly losing that fight.
Yeah, but
and look at the gas bank for Azure. It's not really that high, and he's making 4 Thors at a time. I don't think he's made any more Liberators. I think he may have just got the counter. It's Swarm Host, Brood Lord, Infestor, Ling, Bane, Corruptor, Roach Ravager.
No Infestor. No Infestor.
So, Swarm Host, Roach Ravager, Ling Bane, Corruptor, Brood Lord.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
3 different types of tiers of units.
Yeah. It's called whatchamacallit? Cohesion, unit cohesion. Working well together.
And there just isn't enough here to buffer for the Thors, and Demi's army just pounces on it.
Just look at that army supply continue to dwindle.
Ooh.
Yeah, Azure had a strong force, but he could not allow a fort to take any losses there. Unfortunately, taking a few too many. Now come back and pay the price for it.
Yeah. At the same time, we do have Locust hitting that top right base as well, just denying more of Azure's economy.
Oh.
Like, oh my, like he has a 6k mineral bank, but he can't spend it. Like, he doesn't have enough gas.
Well, this might be the final fight of this match.
Quickly, switch to bio. Let's go.
Doesn't think it's gonna be it. GG is called. And Demi is back onto match point.
You don't tie up the shark.
Be the 12-time GPO champion.
You do not tie up the shark, dude. I feel like we might have just...
Princess!
I feel like we might have just traded Infestor Broodlord for Swarmhost versus Mech. I hope that isn't the case. Ooh, sure, being very daring. Eternal Empire will be our next map.
To be honest, I like it as an answer compared to like the first game. Going for like Broodlord Infestor, like transitioning into that early on, it just wasn't mobile enough, and you know, going Nidus Swarmhost like that, forcing Azure like back and forth and keeping him at home, like that's definitely what Demi needed.
Here's the thing, I like it as an answer to the previous game, but I do not want to see more Swarmhost versus Mech.
Well, I mean, now it's kind of on Azure to figure out like how to counter that, right? Like this is like the first game of the series where he's faced that, and now he's like.
As we have said, Azure tends to like to alternate between bio and mech, so I would absolutely not be surprised if he switches back into a more bio style. That sort of Hellion Lib early game, going into multi-pronged drops. He's got quite a few weapons in his tool belt.
Yeah, I mean, even that game, Azure went for like a more aggressive Hellbat Marauder push. And he actually, you know, it happened a while ago now. But remember, he got like 20... Happened. Yeah, he got 20 drone kills at the start of the game. Like, he was looking really good, and he was applying a lot of pressure. But he just... I don't want to say he wasn't prepared for the Swarmhost, because the Swarmhost didn't do too much damage, but they just kept him at home. And they kind of, you know, impeded Azure from, like, expanding more and getting his gases up.
Quirky, do you have a lobby bug?
One sec. No, I don't want to ban light! Don't want to ban light from the cranky ducklings? Or do I?
You have the power. It is in your hands.
Alright.
Alright, just confirming once again with our players. And we will go on to Eternal Empire. The first time we're seeing this map in today's tournament, and quite possibly the final game of the evening. Why is Azure playing Tank Mech instead of Cyclones? That's a good question. I think part of it might be with the Liberators. They're thinking, well, I've got my well. Maybe not, because Cyclones still do well versus the ground army, so...
Yeah.
And they're good... Yeah. It's a decent question. I mean, I can kind of understand it. I can understand it, I can't really explain it. I can understand the appeal, rather. Alrighty then. Takes away, like.
Speaking of Krug, here in the bottom left-hand corner of Eternal Empire, first time we're seeing this map today in GPO. the last time as well. We have representing Legacy Esports, representing Australia. It is Azure.
I love that. I love that new season, new patch, like post BlizzCon patch theorizing.
Yaku, you haven't done an intro today.
Alright then,
Take it away.
in the top right hand corner of the map, spawning in the top right hand corner of the map as I learn how to use my diaphragm. We have the Red Zerg. See, I know there's a way, but I'm not sure how to do it where you do speak from the diaphragm, but you still make it sound like throaty like this. I know there's a way, but I don't know what it is. For now, I only know, my only diaphragm knowledge is making it go home to say hundale, hando maya hunai, hano sofio into the thingy. What? We have the Red Zerg playing from India. He is teamless, but he represents. I did not think out the belly for that. Representing OSC Elite despite being teamless, to his way to his 12th consecutive GPO, trying to prove that you cannot tie the shark. We have the Red Zerg once again. We have Demi.
Yeah, he was tied up, but now he's unbound. You know, he smells blood in the water. He's on match point, you know? He's up 2-1. This could be the last game of GPO number 12.
It absolutely could be. It's all on Azure right now. He's the one with the harpoon. He's the one with the harpoon in hand. He has been the one to make the shark bleed consistently throughout multiple Grand Platypus Opens, but will he follow through with it this time and actually put the beast down?
He actually got the creep tumor. Yeah. Wow. Every single game. Even Demi knows.
Man.
We'll see. This is when Demi goes gets all his gases and goes 2-base muta or something, and it goes completely unscattered.
Series carrying a 3-base, so we call it 3-base muta.
3-base muta. Look, I got a little bit of confusion when I was first learning 2-base muta as well. When it was you get your Spire, but after you get your Spire, you get your 3rd base, but don't saturate your 3rd at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why call it 2-base muta?
Build.
Yeah, I was like, why call it 2-base muta then? And it's because you don't mine out if you're 3rd. And I'm like, yeah, you're still getting the 3rd though. Yeah, but you're not using it. But you're still using it for production. No, not really.
It's there for backup.
Yeah, in case you have to macro out of it. Yeah. So you're gonna transition. Sure.
But yeah, we'll see.
1-1-1. Very transitionable build.
Yeah. It doesn't look like Demi is making anything worth, having that Reaper out to scout. So we do have a Bane Bust coming out though.
It's not.
Yeah. At this timing?
As a family nest. Yeah.
I mean,
he's not. He hasn't thrown down a Roach Warren, and typically against 1-1-1 we see a Roach Warren coming down from Demi.
Yeah.
So this is a notable change in Demi's play.
It's gonna be mutilating Bane.
It could be.
Demi already showed us one aspect of Heart of Swarm play. Now he's gonna show us the other.
Yeah. At the same time, we have Azure going for that full mech, getting 2 armories down, getting more factories. It's gonna be.
I was hoping he'd switch it up into bio, but if it ain't broke, don't break it.
Honestly, I feel like Azure would be at a disadvantage going bio against Demi specifically.
You think so?
I feel like Demi's I feel like every time we've seen Azure take a game off of Demi, it's been with mech. I feel like that's like
maybe
something that it's either something that Azur's like better with, or it's something that Demi's worse against.
I would think it's the latter. Because if so, why would Azure keep alternating when he's playing a different Zerg player? He still goes bio fairly often.
Yeah, it could be just like a versus Demi thing. You know? Yeah.
By the way, we were saying it earlier, Demi usually gets his Roach-Run versus 1-1-1. Well, there it is.
Yeah, he still goes for it. He did get an earlier Baneling Nest. I guess it was a safety Baneling Nest. Just have those Banes out in case some sort of push came out. And as we were saying earlier, we do have a Spire coming down from Demi as well, so...
Yeah. It could be Mutas, or it could be an earlier transition where you get Greater Spire. Or just setting up the transition way in advance.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, considering there's not that actually many anti-air options, a Muta switch wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There is definitely a timing that he has to make use of if he does go Mutas though, and that is before the Thors are out in great numbers.
Yeah, for sure.
And not afford to waste time. The Spire is almost done.
Yeah, we could actually see it because Demi, he's backing up quite a bit of gas, and he's hiding it as well in the corner. We did see Azure scan the main and miss it.
Is that technically a proxy?
I mean, technically the only definition of proxy is to be in like an unscouted location, right? But like an out of the way location.
But if he does go Mutas, like either it took too long, or Azure felt like something was up because 9 Mutas are out, but the first Thor is already in production.
That's just one Thor though. And if Demi decides to go straight into Azure's main, he can have a fantastic
with Blue Flame too.
With these Blue Flame. Getting 16 drones so far. Even those
now he sees the Spire, but he doesn't know that it's mutaless.
Yeah, he does see the Spire. 20 workers again. Just like last game.
Hey, there's already a turret up in the natural.
And there is, and it's in a great position there that will about chase away the Mutalisk.
Actually, if they can get on top of that one Thor, it's not going to be too bad. But if he can get rid of the tanks,
maybe a second.
Yeah. We'll have to magic box the Thor though, if he does intend to do that.
There's no Mrs. Hard at the third.
There
and it's no turret at the main.
Oh my god, they're cutting corners.
But the second Thor is out. 1 meter does go down.
You want to take 20 of my drones, or how about I take 10 of your SCVs?
Make it 12, but there's a counterattack going on somewhere with a Liberator.
Yep.
Yeah, Liberator is trying to harass, but 12 workers going down, and look at that worker difference. Demi already up to 80 workers. Oof. Like I think Demi's reached a point where he's not looking to make more or much more.
Yep,
we'll just use it as a harassery force.
It's a harassment tool in the early game to hopefully snowball later on. But once the Thors are out, they do lose their they fall off pretty hard. Like so, as they fall from the sky. Gonna try to not bunch them up, but he realizes it's a little late for that. I have to back off, and actually makes more mutas.
Yeah, surprisingly, I don't think that's the correct way to spend his gas. I don't know. Maybe he's looking to find more harassment damage with them, but no, I feel like that's a little bit greedy to assume that.
Well, I think for the time being, Demi's game plan is to just keep his opponent's economy down, keep his army back again, which he's noted from very early in the series, as he himself expands.
Oh, the Ravagers get caught out though.
That they are able to back away, taking out a couple of Hellbats.
At the same time, we have a bunch of Hellions going into the natural.
But the meteors are
the meteors
there.
are there, but
Oh my
That's a
god,
lot
but they're
of
gonna get
Hellions.
some kills. Yeah.
that's
10
a lot of
workers.
damage.
11. It's not too bad. It's just pure Ravager at the moment, coming from Demi. Not even going Ling Roach Ravager. It's Meter Roach Ravager coming in.
Yeah. He is
Meanwhile-
now reinforcing with Lings, and he does have the hive on the way.
That
So
he does. However, Azure is already getting that fire upgrade.
yeah, and Demi
Plus
is actually
3
getting a
weapons,
second
'cause it looks like
Spire.
it's shooting fire. Fire.
Yeah, we've already had this discussion, but Debbie with the Mutalisk, able to pick off the reinforcing tanks.
That he was. I guess that's one use for Mutalisk as the game goes on. Just cut off reinforcements wherever you can see them.
For sure, for sure.
Sure, already
Oh, man.
out threatening the space though.
Yeah, and the Mute is continuing to find more reinforcements, actually.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Tanks are
3
not
tanks!
gonna make it to the action. Or maybe
There's
2
no
of them might.
fours protecting them.
But now the force
Oh,
come
now they
back
come.
in.
But in doing so, he's pulled back and allowed Azure, or Demi rather, to regroup. But it's still very, very dangerous going up into this high ground, especially with the tanks.
I mean,
But
Azure
with the
doesn't have much
Lings-
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the Lings though, he's
Oh,
really starting to come
Betty
in.
Bob is on Mutas!
Yeah, but those Mutas have already done what they can do.
Yeah.
These Ravagers are starting to clear out the actual damage dealers of Azure. They do take a while to, they are pretty tough nuts to crack, but they are able to do it. And again,
Yeah,
Demi,
I do feel like
up in supply, up in economy, up in income, up in bank.
that entire fight came down to the fact that Demi just kept catching more and more reinforcements. Or,
Oh, absolutely.
like, completely off guard. Like, Azure just didn't have enough.
Get caught by
Debbie blocked the
roaches.
red with the. Oh, that was hilarious. No, Demi cut off some Hellions when going up a ramp by transforming.
Yeah. And now we have, after winning that fight, we have Demi working on that greater spire already, getting Borrow as well, which is quite interesting.
Yep, this is the
but-
other unit composition.
I don't think he
he
wants to push into this.
Well, he's doing it anyway, whether he wants to or
Yeah, there's not
not.
enough tanks.
Yeah, but the Thors.
And now that Thors are out, there's quite a bit of a buffer, and one of these tanks still live. It actually does not take too many volleys to take out roaches, especially when they're ahead in upgrades.
Yeah, we do have Azure throwing down a couple more starports, looking to transition as well.
Ooh, Talon
But-
Claws.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sneaky, sneaky. Ooh, a lot of these tanks on the
Yeah.
high ground are starting to get some good damage in. Some Corrosive Vials will take out the Liberator, but he can't really force this position quite yet without a ton of losses. Demi does not want to overextend at all, but I think he's realized, wait, that's one opening.
Yeah,
You have 2.
I just realized that Azure doesn't have a sensor tower. He didn't see this like rotation into the natural, and now
Yeah,
there's
he
nothing here.
doesn't- Roach Ravagers are in.
Defending against Roach Ravager.
And
oh
now-
my god.
I gotta say, this is the unit composition from Zerg that I find much more exciting to play versus Mech. Roach Ravager,
yeah.
more than Swarm Posts.
I mean, you could argue that Demi is stuck here in the natural, but he just
He's
walks
not
out.
though.
Like,
Yeah, you could argue that, but you lose that
Yeah.
argument.
Azure just doesn't have enough.
And he does not. And he
Now
definitely
the
won't have any more with 13 SCVs down.
Yeah, and now the Vipers coming out. The Corruptors are out. Like, he's just gonna make some
That's it,
Broodlords.
though.
And
That's it though.
yeah.
Azure is pretty far ahead in terms of army supply right now. If he finds a position to pounce on top of Demi, especially since a lot of this army supply from Demi are in these Corruptors, if he can find a position to pounce, that could absolutely swing the pendulum back into Azure's favor. but just
I'm just a little bit worried that Azure he's like in defense mode right now. Like all this aggression has been coming out, so he may not feel comfortable like pushing out across the map. And when really this is like the opportunity, you know, like he has so many corruptors, the Broodlords aren't done yet. Like Azure could be dealing damage across the map right now, but he's just a little bit, you know, he's respecting Demi's army a little bit too much.
Is there really such a thing as too much respect for a mech army? Yes, probably.
I can tell you right now, yes. Yes, there is.
If it allows, what's it called? No, wait, not mech. What was I saying? Against a Zerg army. There we go. That's what I meant. Look, you all knew what I meant.
What?
So saying Azure might be respecting the army of Demi too much, and I was like, yeah, but can you really respect the mech army too much? I was only hit me later on that wait.
We do finally have
Not
Azure.
attack.
Yeah. We do finally have him push out across the map, but now the Broodlords are done.
Yeah, the Broodlords are done. The Vipers are full of energy. They'll still have to respect these Thors, but other than that, there's not a lot of Liberators there. It's mostly a lot of Hellbats trying to move out a little bit of his tanks, but there's an opening here for Demi to make use of.
Yeah, and again, like Azure, he's taking his time pushing out across the map. It's, you know, it's giving Demi more and more time to get ready. You know, more Banelings, more Broodlords.
This might be it though, or maybe not.
Yeah.
Azure pushing into really. Azure pushing into this base of Demi, forcing Demi's hand. Nice upducts do go down.
Ooh.
And these Thors are actually focused on the Corruptors rather than the Broodlords. Now the Broodlords are starting to get targeted down. And there actually might be enough here from Azure. Or maybe not, as these Thors get wiped out.
Yeah, there's nothing to bring down the Broodlords. Like, sure, there are tanks, but they can't shoot up.
That they cannot. Unless your name happens to be Arcturus Mengsk.
Oh my god, so many more tanks are gonna go down, just caught out.
Yep, and now Thors are out for the Broodlords. What is the answer to the Lings? It's the Blue Flame Hellions, maybe. Yeah, that's like the actual answer to the Lings, never mind.
Yeah, but just a little bit too late. They weren't able to save those 5 tanks that went down for free, really.
No, they were not. Now Demi is in... He's in full confidence mode. He smells the blood. He is opening up as many avenues of attack as he can.
9 Broodlords. Going up to about...
13-ish? Yeah,
Oh,
13.
yeah, 13.
That's a lot of damage.
And just taking a look at those economies right now, Demi's taken all his available bases that he could possibly take without any, like, possible, like, interference from Azure.
Yeah, there's already a bunch of static defense here as well. I do feel like Azure should be pushing the bottom right, though, with his main army. There's nothing here to defend against it, and it's, like, right next to his own expansion. But again, you know, he's not too sure where the main army from Demi is, so...
He does not... Absolutely has to respect this army. If he push... Both armies are fairly immobile right now. Especially since Azure decided to go for that good old Lib Thor as opposed to that Battle Mech as we saw earlier. So now, if he moves in one position and Demi's in another position, there's no way either of them can really go into one another. That is not a wall.
And that wall isn't a wall. He catches another tank. And he's gonna force Azure to send units back.
Yeah. These Hellions, man, they could have helped out with some Broodlings or some Zerglings, but now they're gonna have to deal with these Lings.
Now he's pulling back his entire army.
Yeah. He's really respects the Zerglings.
I feel like Azure just needs to be a little bit more aggressive. He is setting up with all these missile turrets, so he is looking like
it's not
to secure
really...
this position.
Yeah, he definitely he should be more aggressive, but right now this is one of those kinds of aggression where instead of just going forward on an offense, he's just bringing his defense forward. Like, pushing forward his fallback line, I should say.
And I mean, you could argue that this is what he needed in the last fight, right? Where, you know, all the Thors went down, and he still had a ground army with tanks, but there wasn't any anti-air. And now, you know, he's trying to solve that with missile turrets.
Missile turrets do outrange not Liberators, so what's it? Brute Lords. Oh no, Brute Lords outrange missile turrets the other way around.
Yeah.
So you have the Brute Lords.
And here we go.
Magnificent blinding cloud. And Thors, they are pretty chunky. They tend to block one another.
Stopping them from backing up.
They, in fact, are. I think this should just be about it. Azure's army is completely wiped out. Or not completely wiped out, but his offensive is wiped out. Does manage to take a couple of these Vipers with him. In fact, takes all the Vipers with him, but it's just not going to be enough when this many Brute Lords are still left standing.
Yeah, at the same time, 15 drones go down. Azure did push into the right side, and he's continuing into the natural, which, you know, he's dealing some good damage, and he's forcing Demi, like, home to defend.
Yep, and again,
and
forcing these Brute Lords back is always good, because that means extra time for them to go forward, considering how slow they are.
For sure. Yeah, just Azure buying more and more time for his own Thors to you know, produce.
That's that Thor dance that TY was talking about. When they get surrounded by Broodlings and they don't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah, more and more workers are going down for Demi. There's some good harass coming down.
This is fantastic harass. Demi is down to 49. Okay, now 55 drones, but still, at this stage of the game, that is not how many workers you want to be on.
Yeah, but there's nothing here to defend against the Broodlords. I feel like Azure should evacuate. Like, I don't think that he can fight against this.
Well, he's gonna have to try to keep his planetary alive. There is some anti-air here from Azure, but a lot of it is starting to get picked off. Corruptors are really making their way around. And now finally, with these SUVs dead, Azure down to 44 workers as Demi has caught back up on 63. 20 workers go down from the Terran player.
Part of me feels like...
Yeah,
part of me feels like Azure should have just evacuated that base and sent all of his SCVs to the bottom right and just, like, given it up. Like, trying to defend.
That's a hard decision to make. Yeah, that is a tough decision to make, though, because when you have repair, you may as well use it. Is the way I see it.
But in doing so, he lost all those SCVs. And
I mean, losing a planetary is always bad. Losing a planetary and your SCVs.
Would you have this Thor force though? And oh my god, he's gonna get surrounded though.
That he is. There's no answer to Ravagers right now, as all of these Thors are focused on the Brute Lords, making quick work of them, but the Ravagers are making quicker work of the Thors. It might. I don't know who wins this fight. I would say Demi.
Demi.
Yeah, Demi now wins. With one Brute remaining.
Yeah, but Azure did, you know, basically reset the Broodlord count, so if he's able to remake an army, he could potentially compete against these Ravagers.
It's accurate, but that's a big if holding on here. He is at 40 workers. He does not have a big bank. He absolutely needs to make use of his army right now to strike down Demi. If not, I'm not sure if I can see him coming back. He does have mules, though.
He does have mules, and he is working on that Thor count once again. He's trying to rebuild. At the same time, he's trying to buy some time with these Hellions. He needs to be careful though. There's a lot of static defense in that upper left base.
Some of them are borrowed. Some of them are in one of them, and will still continue to get drone damage.
Yeah.
And neither of these players really have a bank to speak of. Azure with his mules is starting to mine out quite a bit. And dare I say that they're even in terms of income. Azure with a bit better in terms of minerals, and Demi a bit better in terms of gas.
Yeah. But taking a look, I mean, look at the supplies right now.
Ooh, yeah.
A lot of that is Roaches though, as he did remax with Roach Ravager. And that is the bulk of his army. If he fights against like a sieged up Terran, like Demi could lose the fight.
And Azure is still continuing to produce units. Okay, now, yeah, actually, Demi has not made fresh units in a long while. He's now morphing his roaches into Ravagers, but other than that, he just doesn't quite have the mineral income to do so.
Yeah, and Demi's gonna take his space.
He is also maxed out now, though, so that is something.
And I don't know, I
did not want to move these cards straight into Thor's, but he does pick off the flanking somewhat.
I feel like Azure could probably take this fight, actually. Like, especially because the Corruptors, like, they're not gonna do anything, really. Like, this Thor tank could potentially take down the Roach Ravager.
But he could piss on buildings. Alright, playing a little bit of a game of, not so much cat and mouse, but is forcing Azure to unsiege, resiege in rapid succession.
Yeah, but now we do have Demi starting to make Broodlords once again.
Ooh, that he is. He finally has that income back. He's starting to build that bank up again. Close to maxed out once more.
This is gonna be annoying to
deal with. Yeah. Hello, we are roaches. Are you sure? What is the response going to be? You could actually see a little bit. He was thinking, I should pull back. I should not. I should pull back.
Oh, the tanks are
caught out there. But he goes straight for it. The tanks are cut out, and so many of them go down. A lot of these tanks are in a good position, but they are clumped up. Could make short work with these corrosive biles. Could make short work of them. That being said, though, 24 drones versus 10, 11 SCVs. But
I mean, there is this window right now. There are seven Broodlords on the way. Like, if Azure can get on top of them and stop them from hatching, like, he could potentially push this army back.
Could definitely.
They're gonna finish up there.
I would just say, look at the supplies, though. Demi, he built up that bank for a while, and he instantly made use of it. Azure, a little bit of a mineral bank, but again, it's the same thing as the previous games. Where is his gas? And he absolutely does not have the workers to get that gas.
Oh, Demi's pushing in for the possible win.
Yep,
Lightning Cloud's going straight up to the force.
And I think this might just be a GG's call.
GG! Demi is going to be a 12-time GPO champion, not SDO.
I'll be worried if he goes to the SEO champion. I'll be like, ooh.
He's only 112?
Yeah. It feels like he's one more. I mean, that show match counts for like 10 or something, so. But yeah, what a way to end the series. Such a scrappy game. Azure once again proving that he is the Finner of sharks. But Demi, always proving you cannot tie a shark.
Yep, just confirming with Azure that as Demi had a 1-point advantage coming from the upper bracket, he, you know, that's it. That's the series. 3-1.
Yay.
Oh boy. I gotta say though, a lot of people thought a new patch would slow Demi down a little bit, and a lot of people thought that, conversely, new patch would have Azure bring out some new stuff, which he did with the Thor lib. But a lot of the core, I should say, you still see that little bit of individuality in them. Demi with his muta switches, Azure with his multi-prongs. That is, I'm not sure what point I'm trying. I don't actually have a point here. I'm just trying to say, look, they switched it up, but they didn't. They switched it up, but they didn't completely change.
Well played to both players. I feel like Azure had a pretty strong showing against Demi. You know, throughout this game, you know, he was able to do like economic damage, harass, you know, get Hellions in, and you know, buy himself time to like, you know, continue. And you know, that was a 28-minute game, right? Like, and it's not like it was one-sided. There were plenty of opportunities for Azure throughout this entire series. So well played. Well played.
And I would also say that our third place winner, Oreo, a longtime regular of the Grand Platypus Open. This is, I would say, one of the best showings he's had so far.
100%.
100%.
Yeah. Like, especially recently, he's been having a little bit
in his CVP.
Yeah. Recently, before the new patch, he was having a lot of issues with ZVP, getting knocked out by Beastwork multiple times, or Justice Simon. And you know,
this was the patch where Zerg was strong against Protoss.
Yeah.
This is the patch where Protoss is meant to be strong against Zerg.
Yeah, and he was able to defeat both of them. You know, knock them out. Like, you know, Azure. Like, I mean, Oreo. Like, played really well this tournament.
Without a doubt. I will say that due to any closing issues, if you would like to actually see the games, replays will be sent to our subscribers of the CranKy Ducklings channel. So go ahead and take a look into that if you would like to see those games. And
maybe not just the games, but as this is a new patch, you know, some new builds, some new like compositions for sure. And you know, that goes into the fact that, you know, we are still like a week into the patch. You know, we haven't seen like how the meta has settled, and you know, we could see like Azure or some of these other players like come out and try something new against Demi like in future weeks.
I like how you're not even sugarcoating that now. It's like, yeah, no, everybody's just looking to take out Demi.
100. No, yeah. What do you think? Like, this GPO is who can take down the shark, who can take them down. That's what this tournament is.
It's about who can fin the shark or harpoon the shark.
Yeah.
This is why we need that king of the hill. This is why we need that king of the hill, man.
Who can take down the shark?
Yeah, but I can't divulge any more into that. If nothing else, I think that should conclude us today. We shall see you not on Monday, because there is no Vietnam Team League until January, but next Friday for the Sea Duckling Open. Go ahead and sign up for that if you are in the leagues of bronze to diamond. And if nothing else, where can we find? Yep, okay.
I was gonna say, Quirky, where can we find you?
Twitch.tv/QuirkyCast or Twitter.com/QuirkyCast as well.
Cool.
And keep an eye out for my social medias for WSG qualifiers as well.
Never get back to us.
I mean, well, this is for me.
Oh,
Other than that, that's all for me now.
Okay. Light, where can we find you?
Light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter, where you can see when I cast more events or as we run more events as CranKy Ducklings. I can announce here that we will be doing English coverage for Copa America next week. Yeah.
I mean, by we, you mean?
By we, I mean myself. Yes, CranKy Ducklings. Myself, Yoda Slim, and Quirky. Potentially Dali as well. We should be able to cover that. So this coming Sunday, we will be Sentimental Latino. And then the week after that will be Copa America group stage. Week after that will be playoffs.
I'm definitely excited to see more Yoda Slim personally. I think he did, again, I think he did a great job with Sentimento earlier when that was a thing.
Yeah, for sure. There wasn't Sentimento this week as the qualifiers. Yeah, the qualifiers for Copa America were yesterday and today. I mean, today and tomorrow, actually.
Today and tomorrow.
Yeah. Those
was
are
the one
currently
where
happening.
they postponed a Sacramento because of the football.
Last week.
You're right. That was last week.
Yes, that was the most Latin American thing I've ever heard. Postponed StarCraft for football. It was amazing.
There we go.
And yeah, what about you, Yaku? Where can we find you?
Twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1, Twitter.com @EmporiaYakuzaku, but you probably want to follow Twitter.com @Steel_Mold, or Twitter.com @Daunted232, because they're better at promoting me than I am. Buy my shirts.
Yep, and that's it for us today. Stick around. We'll most likely host either Probe or Vivid. I know they're both streaming right now. And yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. Congratulations to Demi and Azur for coming first and second place. And yeah.
And if nothing else, I will wait 15 seconds in silence before I close off the stream. Bye.